Drag-along rights are powerful contractual provisions that allow majority shareholders to force minority shareholders to sell their stakes when the company receives an acquisition offer. These provisions play a critical role in startup finance and can significantly impact how companies are sold. Understanding drag-along rights is essential for anyone involved in venture capital, startup investing, or entrepreneurship, as they determine who has control during exit events and how acquisition deals get completed. Drag-along rights are contractual provisions written into shareholder agreements that give majority shareholders the legal power to force minority shareholders to join in the sale of a company. When a qualified buyer makes an acquisition offer and the majority decides to accept, they can trigger these rights to ensure all shareholders sell their stakes on the same terms. This means minority shareholders have no choice but to participate in the sale, even if they personally disagree with the decision. The key principle is that everyone sells together at the same price per share. Drag-along rights exist to solve three critical problems in company acquisitions. First, they prevent holdout problems where one or two minority shareholders could block an attractive acquisition by refusing to sell their shares. Second, they facilitate clean exits because most buyers want 100% ownership without dealing with fragmented minority stakes that remain after a purchase. Third, they maximize deal value by ensuring the company can accept the best offers without shareholder conflicts derailing negotiations. Without these rights, a single minority shareholder holding even 1% could potentially kill an entire acquisition deal. The drag-along process follows 4 key steps. First, majority shareholders, typically those holding 50% or more of the company, receive a qualified acquisition offer from a potential buyer. Second, the majority decides to accept the offer and formally triggers the drag-along provision outlined in the shareholder agreement. Third, minority shareholders are legally required to sell their shares on the exact same terms and conditions as the majority. Fourth, all shareholders receive the same per-share price and identical deal structure, ensuring fairness in the transaction. This process protects both the deal and ensures equal treatment. Drag-along clauses contain 4 essential provisions that define how they work. The ownership threshold specifies what percentage of shareholders is needed to trigger the provision, usually between 50 and 75%. Sale conditions establish minimum price or valuation requirements that must be met before drag-along rights can be invoked. Equal treatment provisions guarantee that all shareholders receive the same per-share consideration, preventing preferential deals. Finally, notice period requirements determine how much advance warning minority shareholders receive before being forced to sell. These provisions balance power between majority and minority stakeholders. Majority shareholders gain significant advantages from drag-along rights. They achieve complete deal certainty without the risk of minority shareholder obstruction blocking valuable acquisition opportunities. They can execute strategic exits and maximize returns for all investors by accepting the best possible offers. These rights create a stronger negotiating position with potential acquirers who value the ability to purchase 100% of the company cleanly. Additionally, drag-along provisions prevent individual shareholders from attempting to extract better terms or side deals that could complicate or destroy the transaction. This streamlines the entire acquisition process. Despite giving majority shareholders significant power, drag-along clauses include important protections for minority stakeholders. The same terms requirement ensures minorities receive identical per-share prices and deal structures as the majority, preventing unfair treatment. Minimum price thresholds mean drag-along rights only trigger if the sale meets predetermined valuation floors, protecting against fire sales. Representation and warranties provisions typically include limited liability caps to protect minority shareholders from excessive legal exposure after the sale. Fair deal process requirements give minorities the right to review transaction documents and receive advance notice, ensuring transparency throughout the acquisition. Drag-along rights are essential tools for facilitating clean company exits and preventing individual shareholders from blocking beneficial acquisitions. They balance majority control with minority protections through carefully negotiated terms that ensure fairness while enabling decisive action. Understanding these provisions helps all stakeholders, whether founders, investors, or employees with equity, navigate acquisition scenarios effectively. The most important lesson is to always review drag-along clauses carefully before signing any shareholder agreement, as these provisions will directly determine your rights and options if the company receives an acquisition offer in the future.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.